So welcome everyone. Welcome to AI generated Moodle courses and week 3. And I see you're coming from the United States, Kazakhstan, and any other countries. Feel free to add where you're coming from today. And we're going to get started. This presentation is actually in the course, so you'll be able to access it from there as well. I may make some changes by adding additional information, so keep that in mind. After the course, feel free to use the chat for questions. I'll also let you speak since everyone can unmute themselves, but please wait for the go before you do, because this is being recorded, and sometimes that can be confusing for the person who's watching. All right, so week 3, we're on our way. Some of you have actually finished week 2, so congratulations on that. Some of you are a bit lagging behind, which is okay since you started. The main thing is to get started and to do a bit each day. 10 to 20 minutes is enough per day. If things don't work, just leave and don't come back that day. Come back the next day. You don't want to be overwhelmed. And that's how it's generally done. So a little bit about me, for those who don't know, I've been Moodling as an admin of my own Moodle site since 2003. It started unexpectedly, actually, when a colleague from Montreal suggested that we may wish to join our classes, our high school classes together for a literature project. And then we also included other countries. Her husband had a Moodle site, and she made me an admin. I was so impressed with Moodle in 2003. It's a lot better now, that I decided to have my own Moodle site. And that's how things started. And you can read more about me. I teach immersive technologies, which is virtual reality and augmented as well as mixed reality, at a university at a distance using Moodle. So the agenda for week 3. First of all, learning about Moodle blocks. You'll learn a little bit about them. There's 65 Moodle blocks available in your course. There are many, many more. And once you're an admin of a Moodle site, or you can just go in yourself, even if you're not an admin, and then suggest some plugins for your admin and for your school. There are lots of Moodle blocks, more than 65 actually. Most of them are free. There may be 1 or 2 that are not free. Outcomes of week 3, what you'll be doing by the end of the week: 5 video tutorials, which is the tasks, but they're quite easy. And then I think the heavy load was in week 2. Week 3 is less, and then you'll be working on your courses more extensively in week 4 and 5. And then we'll discuss record screen and TinyMC in the course, in your course, not in mine. And the reason is that it takes a lot of bandwidth. Okay, it takes, it's a huge size, and it takes too much, and I don't want the course to slow down. And on the other site, it's the demo site. It's for sandboxes to practice. So it's okay. There's a lot that you can do on online courses for free, and that's fine. So that's the reason. And plus you need to learn how to do this in your own course. So that's another reason. Access Inspect, which is how you'll be copying the link, the WEBM video link, and just pasting it in the message area, and then it's embedded like YouTube videos and Vimeo automatically. So there's a video on how to do that. We'll discuss that. I'm sure there are lots of questions about it. So keep asking. That's how we learn. And we learn from one another. And the references at the end. So learning about Moodle blocks. So these are the blocks. It's kind of like Lego, but not really. But maybe one day it will look like a Lego. So you've got neighbors there. Okay, that's nice. To meet maybe your next door neighbor in the virtual class. So in week 3, you'll be exploring the blocks. How many of you have explored blocks in the past? I don't mean Lego, I mean Moodle blocks. As a teacher or manager, or maybe as an admin, raise your virtual hand, or you could just say yes, no. In the chat box, I see 2 have commented here. So yes, great. All right. So those who haven't will learn it for the first time, and those who have will learn a bit more, I think. All right, so learning about Moodle blocks. 4.5 is really exciting. The blocks appear generally on the right, but in your course, they'll appear on the right, but you can also set them up to appear in the center. But think about it, whether it's a good idea to have everything in the center. So maybe one is okay in the center. And the reason that it's possible is because it's dependent on the theme. There are many themes for Moodle. Some are free and some are not. The one that I'm using is called Move, M-O-O-V-E. And it has a paid version and a free version. I'm using the free version, and it seems to work really well. And the support from the plugin developer is amazing. I'm also using one topic, which is the course layout section. Well, the first important aspect of a block is that it's to organize and help you navigate the course. As teachers who develop the course, and of course, as students. And these are specifically the navigation block that I haven't added, but you can add it. There's the calendar that I don't usually add, but you can add it, and you're encouraged to add it in your course. Recently accessed courses is also a good idea for large schools with many Moodle courses, and a timeline, which is very useful as well. For communication and collaboration, there's the comment box, which is really nice. You can add links to it, but it's not organized the way a messaging system is or the way the discussion forums are, but it's nice to have. Students can communicate with one another if they're there at the same time. And the way to find out if everyone is there is through the online users block. There's also a messages block and an OpenAI chat block, which I believe is available in your courses. And then there's a section, blocks that relate to content display and management, blocks like activities, so that students, and you can see this in our course together, on the right, you'll be able to see all the activities that I have used in my course. In your course, you will be able to see all the activities that you add to your course, and you're adding them. You did quite a bit in week 2. And then the activity results, latest announcements that you will see in my course, and I highly recommend that you do so by adding it as a block in your course. I usually put it at the top. And then course overview, and there are many others as well. Personalization and progress tracking, which is super important. And I'm sure you're familiar with the one that's available in our course. And if you are, there it is, completion progress, where you can see what you've done on the right block. Of course, the baby blue is when you complete it. You can also see this in the course index, which is another story. That is not a block, as the 65 blocks. And then there's course completion status, where students can see their status. My progress allows students to monitor their performance, and progressive and progress. And then there's the administrator tools, and for teachers, managers, and that's for you in your course. Your students will not see it. And that's blocks such as the admin, bookmarks, mass actions, and sharing cart, which I love. Streamline course management. And then there's the interactive gamification features. Yes, and you've been playing with that. And you can probably tell me what it is in the chat box because you get points every time you level up. So what level are you at right now, if you could add that? So there's the level up XP that you can set up in your course. So I'm looking for your level. What is your level right now? Wow, 10. That's great. Now, now, if you want to cheat, don't tell anybody. Just keep doing things. The more you do, the more levels you get. So if you go out and come back, you get another level. So if you keep going out back and forth, students catch up on this. But you can see what they've done. All right. And there's the feedback, of course, which is going out. Some of these will disappear from the core Moodle in Moodle 5, but for now they're there. Quiz results and random glossary entry. And this is great for interactive and gamification. And then there's external and personalized content. Tools like private files, which I don't allow because they take a lot of space, but you can have them, I believe. Tags, which can be annoying because sometimes students overdo it and add too many tags, and that's kind of a load on your eyes. But you can have tags, RSS feeds, recent blog entries. Now, the RSS feeds are great for podcasts, blog entries. With blogs, you have to be careful with external blogs because students can bring, vicious spams and all kinds of unpleasant things. So you have to be careful with that if you've got your own Moodle. And then there's specialized features such as clam mail, which is kind of nice to check for mail and other things. Export glossary to quiz, which is wonderful. You'll be able to do this. You create a glossary or the students with the students, and then you can generate a quiz from your glossary. QR code, which I like to use. Students like it too, in case they're on their phones or they want to use their phones instead of their desktops. And verify certificates. All the certificates are verifiable. As I said before, they have codes baked in them. And then there's usability and accessibility, like the accessibility review, which is amazing. Now it's a core. It used to be something that you paid for, or I didn't pay for it because I got it for free. But now it's completely free, and it's part of Moodle core. Be careful with it because sometimes if you hit a button, it might just make things look great for anyone who's got dyslexia, but not for people who don't. And then the colors just change, they become pink or yellow. Okay, so be careful. You can try it out, but always come back and make sure you don't hit by mistake and then the site looks yellow. I think there was one participant who mentioned that the colors look kind of funny. They looked washed out. I saw yellow and a light blue. That's because you must have, your mouse, not you, intentionally, of course, but your mouse must have hit the accessibility. And it happens to me quite often. So I know that it happens accidentally. And then there's, and this is access for anyone. And then there's the overall impact, and that is 65 blocks. And that's exciting in itself. And these are the blocks. So you can take a look and see which one is familiar and which is not. By the way, Flickr could be part of it. I got angry at Flickr because they refused to remove some of my private images because they changed ownership. And now it also has a paid version, but it used to be open source. It still has the open source part, but if you have videos there, they share everything publicly, and you can only make your videos and your images private if you pay. So if you don't pay And I think I did this something like 15 years ago. So because I don't have a paid account, I had to delete all my images because they were being shown to the world because I didn't pay. So Flickr is also one of it. And you might want to find out more about them. Now, what I do these days when I have a problem on Moodle, or I want to know something. I want to know what, for example, you want to know, I know what it is, but you want to know something about completion progress, the block. You go into my ChatGPT or ChatGPT in general, that's fine. And you say that you want to know what completion progress is on Moodle 4.5 with explanations, and just keep asking. You'll get all the explanations you need. You can also ask if it's advisable to use Flickr, or what's involved in exporting glossary to quiz block. What's it all about? So actually, you don't have to go to the internet, into Google, and then get all kinds of useless information. ChatGPT, the free version 4.0, gives you all the information and more that you need. You don't have to pay anyone to fix your Moodle anymore. You just go into ChatGPT, they'll give you all the codes, everything you need. Okay, so that you're in good hands with ChatGPT. And that's from experience. And then there's game, which is a lot of fun. As I said, ask questions about it. Should I add this? What's involved? In Moodle 4.5, you can also mention the theme if you like, that's fine. So you can go through all of these. Notice there are two AI generators in your course. One is OpenAI for images, and one is OpenAI question generator, which is amazing. So you can generate questions. There's point of view, private file, everything is here. And as I said, you can ask away and get really good answers, better than any human. Because remember, ChatGPT AI sees a lot more than one person or two people or three people can see, okay? It's got a huge database, and it uses the internet. So if you wanted to use the internet and it's not just giving you information, just say, please search the internet or give me sources, and then you can go into the source. And there's random glossary, RSS feed, what's involved. You can ask, how does it work with memory, with size? Is it advisable? What are the benefits of using RSS feeds, for example, or the sharing card? How does it work? How can I fix it so that it works better? Can I inform my administrator and use this code? They'll give you codes. They'll give you everything to help you out. The calendar, and you can see everything else that we also mentioned. I always have online users. You can see that in my courses and upcoming events. And now for the outcomes. But before we go into the outcomes, I'd like to see if there are any questions. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask. Any questions about the 65 blocks and their functions? I see there's a question there by Nicole. Can you have it as an option so your participants can? It's there for everyone. But if you mean option, they can disable it if they want to. But if you disable it at the admin level, nobody will have a chance to decide, to choose whether they want it or not. Okay. So if you think of a question, feel free to add in the chat or unmute and ask. All right, so these are the outcomes of week 3. You're attending this meeting. You'll get a certificate at the end. Let me know in the chat if you got your previous certificate. I hope you did. If not, let me know if you attended the meeting. And you have to be here for the duration of the whole meeting to get 1 hour credit or 60 minutes. Uploaded a PDF file, which many of you have already done to your course. ask the bot to create a 5-week online course, and I think you've done that as well. You need 5 sections, new sections, in addition to the 3 or 4 that you had before, and these will be your course. So you'll actually be starting your course in week 2. So if you're starting week 2, and you can work at it, you don't have to stay in week 2. You can do week 2 and 3 at the same time. That's fine too. You don't have to wait until you finish week 2 before you go into week 3. You can do them simultaneously. I think this is being repeated. You're supposed to have 8 sections, and then the level up. Okay, the latest badges. I'm going to go into this a little more clearly here. All right, so the 5 video tutorials that you'll be creating in week 3 are: number 1, you're going to enroll everybody. I know I mentioned this for week 4, but I think it's better in week 3. I think you're ready for it. I think, Nicole, you asked about this, and that kind of made me think that maybe it's better in week 3. We don't have much time, and you've got 3 more weeks, week 3, 4, and 5. So I think it's a good idea to add people. Elizabeth also mentioned it, that she would like to have participants, or it might be a good idea to have them to help out. So what you're going to do is you're going to create an application enrollment form. Make sure that they don't have to upload anything. Make sure that they write everything the way you did when you applied for AI generated Moodle courses. You just answer the questions in the body of the message area. You didn't have to upload or download, because that takes a lot of time on both ends. And then that's the first one. You're going to show how you do it. And then video 2 is the course settings. You're going to go into the course settings and make changes. You can change now the name of your course. You may not be happy with the one that you chose the first time, or maybe you change your mind about the kind of course that you want to have. So you can change the course name. You can't, I believe, change the category, but you can change the course name. You can add an image. Many of you wanted to add an image. I think Samine mentioned it. Now you can add your image. Some of you have already added your image because you found out that the settings were open. I opened them last week, actually. And you can do many other things in the course settings, so explore that. Blocks, you'll be showcasing the blocks in your course. And as I said, you don't have to use them all. You can use the ones that suit you, but show us what's there. And then video tutorial 4 is showing how to add discussions with ratings. There are 2 kinds of discussions. One is with ratings, and one is with whole grade form grading, whole form grading, funny name for it, but it has another system. And they're quite different. I prefer the ratings for grades, but at many universities, we are required to use the whole form grading system, which is different. That's the video tutorials. It'll go quite fast. I mean, the actual tasks won't take very long, so you'll have time to work on your course and the activities. Looking for questions, feel free to add them. That's pasting the WBM video file. Now, how many of you have had problems with this? Let me know in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. As I said, the way to do it is to simply record the screen in your course. When you finish recording the screen, save it, and then go into Inspect by clicking on the right of the mouse. You go into Inspect, and then you copy the URL that's there. And the URL looks like something with a WBM, but it has forum. It does not have user. So if you see user, you've got the wrong link. Then what you do is you simply paste the link in the message area in the course. And the reason I'm saying it again is because sometimes it happens to all of us. Sometimes we follow instructions, but we don't think that there's something there that we didn't know. So we kind of look at them and we say, yeah, right, right, right. I mean, I do this all the time, right, 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 right. And then wrong, wrong, wrong. So either we read it really, really carefully, which many of us don't have time for, or we work by trial and error and we try and it doesn't work. And then we read the instructions and then, yeah, right. Okay, so it's just how we learn and it's perfectly natural. So don't feel bad if you didn't read the instructions or if things didn't go right. That's fine. You'll just remember things a lot better uh, when you mess up. That's interesting, Kevin, because I don't see any other link there except for the correct one. It's always right in front of me. I wonder why. It just seems to be there. I'll showcase in a minute and we'll take a look at it. Ah, the language. Okay, I'm going to go in there, okay, and I'll show you so that we can see it together. And these are the references. All right, so now I'm going to stop screen sharing and hopefully, oh, great, it worked. I'm able to go in. Right, so let me know if you can see my course, Support for Teachers, where I'm in as a teacher. Let me know if you can see that. You can unmute yourself. Okay, I see that people see it, I think. Yes, great. All right, so let me go into it. I hope I'm still in. Okay, great. So you can see that what you see, what I see is exactly the same. Okay, so I'm not in as the admin. I'm in as a teacher. Okay, so I'm going to go, notice for those of you that didn't try out the PB, let me see if I can go into that. The PDF file. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, there, okay. There, the PDF file. So notice I called it Amanote, but that's not the name of the PDF. I'm going to click on it so you can see what the teacher will see. The teacher will see, for example, the teacher will share a PDF file. It could be an image, which is also, if it's PDF, that's fine too. You can make the image PDF and then you can discuss the image. Students can describe the image and so on. And then notice the option the teacher has. Okay, the student will open the worksheet and the student can also download the PDF if you allow the student to download the PDF. You might not want students to download the PDF because it's copyrighted, okay? But in this case, you can. And then notice the teacher space, which students don't see. Another thing that you have to know is that for some reason, I don't know why they did this, but you cannot have editing mode on in order to view this. You have to have it off, okay? And then if you go into Open Students Work, you'll be able to see the students' work, and I'll show you how that happens in a minute. But what's great here is you get a chance to add oral explanations for your students. So notice this is how you start. There's the course, there's the site, the website. You go into allow. This will take a bit of time because I'm screen sharing from Zoom, and Zoom is very, very heavy. Let me see what's going on here. I don't know why I need to sign in. Okay, this shouldn't have happened, but it did. You shouldn't have to sign in. Okay, it's not necessary. In any case, it should just go into allow without signing in. So let's see what's going on here. Yeah, it went in. Okay, so if this happened, oh no, it didn't. Oh my gosh. All right, I'll see what's going on. For some reason, it wants me to sign in, which I refuse because you don't have to sign in. So I'll check and see what's going on with that. In any case, you go here and you'll be able to add instructions for students. Let me go into open worksheet, which I hope I don't have to sign up here too. Yeah, there's some, okay. This is fine for students, okay. I hope so. All right, here it is. Okay, so this is what students will see. Please unmute yourself while I'm talking so you can ask questions as I go. Okay, then I don't have to go into chat all the time. But if you don't, no, you don't sign in. Okay, I don't know what you're asking there, but I'll get to the TidyMC recorder in a minute. So this is what they will see. This is the PDF that I added, Improving Gemini for Learning, which is a wonderful article if you're interested. You can come into my course and read it. So this is what students will do. They'll take notes, they'll write notes here. Okay, thank you. And they can also go into this and annotate. They can mark things up, okay? They can erase things, okay? There, I erased what I did. They can write, okay, in different colors. Let's see, in black. They can write, okay, or mark things up like that. They can also write text by text, also different colors. Okay, hello. They can also point things out. Okay, and you'll be able to play around with this. But once they're finished, notice you can also go into view and you can maximize, summarize thumbnails, do all of this, zoom in, zoom out, and submit to teacher. That's what I wanted to show you. If they're in the course, okay, they'll be able to submit to teacher. Let me leave this. I've got a video on this if you're interested. I'm just going to leave and go back here. So hopefully we'll be able to go into open students' work. Let's see if I can get my work because I'm not a student here. Yay! I don't know which one is me. Okay, this is the 19th, which is today. So I presume this is my work. So the teacher will be able to get the students' work. Notice I clicked on it and I see all the mess that I made as a student. Okay, so I think it's a wonderful tool. It's called Amanote. It was developed in France. It's free. Many teachers don't know about it, but I think it's really nice. All right, so now I'm going to go into general and show you about the screen. So please unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself? Let me know. Maybe you can't.
No, we can.
Okay,
We can.
great. All right, I see a bot that Zoom has added. I thought it was someone here, but it's not. So don't worry, it's just a bot, the QA alpha. There's no such person. All right, so let me go into test recorders so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, this is my recording. If I go into, let me turn editing on so you can see, I think I've got another one too, but where do you want to record or make your recordings? Do you want to make them in a section as a description of the section, or do you want to add them in a forum? It's up to you. It's the same process. Okay, so you can add your recordings here by going into edit, or you can add them by going into, let me go back here, by going into a discussion forum. And then you can add it in the description of the discussion, or you can add them in the add a discussion topic in a post. So where do you prefer? Okay, it's up to you. It's the same. So what you do is this. I've recorded the screen. Okay, and this is the result. Have you seen this in your courses? Let me know. Yes, no. No, is this new?
Yes.
Okay, you've all seen it. Okay, so Kevin's giving me instruction. Thank you, Kevin. So, okay, so I'm going to hit the right of my mouse, right? And then what do you see? Do you see what I see? I see save image as, I see copy image, and then I see inspect. Okay, going to click on inspect. And then I get, after a few seconds, in my case, because as I said, I'm screen sharing now using, okay. And then what do you see in the middle? I don't know why. Oh, and by the way, I think my font on Chrome is 150. So if you want to make your Chrome font larger, you can do what I do, make it 150. Okay, and do you see it in the middle now? Kevin, do you see it?
Yeah. Yes,
It's
I
right
do.
there. So
Yeah.
maybe your font is small and that's why you don't see it. Could that be it?
No, it
No?
doesn't appear like that the first time I click on inspect. I wrote a note in the chat there, but I went back and tried the couple of videos that I'd made earlier and clicked on inspect, and sure enough that link was right in front of me, just like it is here. But it wasn't like that when I made the videos. I had to scroll up and down and open up some of these arrows and
Oh
find
my
it in
gosh.
both cases. So I was like,
Oh
wow, how?
no,
So then
no, I
actually,
wouldn't. Yeah.
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is there like a one-click thing where I can expand all these arrows instead of doing each one manually? Because wow, that takes a long time. But you know how some of these arrows are expanded and some of them are collapsed, right? Is there a way to expand them all at once?
Um, Let me see. Okay, first of all, let's copy this. Okay, so I'm going to click
Okay,
on
yeah,
it
sure.
twice. Okay, I clicked on it twice. Okay, did you see that? How easy that
Yep.
was? Okay, it's there. Just click on it, ta-da, and then you just copy up to from, well, actually, you can even copy the quotation marks. Okay, now I'm going to go to the top X and get out of it. Okay, so that's, okay, I think I put it here as well. Okay, so that's one way of doing it. Okay, another way of doing it. Okay, which one did I use? This one or the other one? I'm not sure. Okay, I think they're the same. Let me go into edit. Okay, so I don't know if this answers your question, but it might lead to another question. So let me just show you. If you go into edit, after you have your video ready, your screen recording, you go into edit. As I said, it's taking time because I'm using Zoom. There we go. Okay, so now, okay, so here it is. Okay, now, and it's huge, by the way, I had to fix it using ChatGPT gave me the code, by the way. And then I went into tools and source code. Okay, this is another step instead of going into inspect. And then notice what I get here. Do you see that? Would that make it easier? Because it's the same link. Oh, no, sorry, that's the wrong one. Yeah, that's the wrong link. Now, how do I know it's the wrong link?
The user draft.
Exactly. You know what user draft means? After you learn, it'll take time, but believe me, this will save you in the future because you're learning to read URLs, which is super important in life in general because it also helps you prevent spammers from taking over. Okay, the user draft first of all, it's a draft, okay? And user means that only users are able to see it, and you can't share it with the world.
That's what
We're going
happened to
to go
mine, right,
back to
Nellie?
where
Yes.
you intended
Yeah.
to
Who's talking
share. Oh,
in
wait a minute,
this
hold on,
case?
she's
It's in-
talking. Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
so,
happened with yours. Exactly.
right. And so then what happens is I kept seeing it because I was the user, but when I
Exactly.
had posted it, it was black for everyone else. Yeah.
Exactly. And how did you see that it was black? Because you were the user.
Well, I think, what did I do? I did do something and I'm like, oh, that's what's happening.
No, no, no. The
So
fact that you saw it, you're right, because it's user based. It's
based, right.
private to a user. And that's why it's draft too, which means that it hasn't been published yet. Okay, now this is the link. And notice the link, I pasted it here to show you. This is the link. And if you look at the link now, it's got plugin file. It's got mod forum, which means that it came from a post in the forum. So there's a lot of information here. Plus, of course, the number here, 7869, is the post. That's actually the permalink that you would see in your browser when, well, not for the forum. Okay, so if you go into the forum, that would be the code would be the code in the forum in the browser window. So I know you might think that, why is she doing this? We're going through so much, it's taking longer. But in the long run, you're learning a lot more than you paid for. Kidding. You're getting a lot more information, which will save you a lot of time in the future if you're planning on using Moodle and other LMSs. Okay, any other questions about this? I'm looking at the chat because there may be questions there. Okay, so now you know about the size. You have to make your font larger. And by the way, you can make your font larger by going into accessibility in your profile. Okay, this is where everybody can do it. Who I think you asked Nicole about the accessibility, if students can decide whether they want it or not, and they don't have to have it, the option. Nicole?
okay. Yes,
So
yeah.
this is it.
Okay.
This is where you add it. Now, if I click on it, so this is user dependent. I can decide whether I'm dyslexic or default font, and then I can enable. What I did once, just to test it out, and I recommend it because it's horrible. I did the dyslexic font, and I couldn't read anything, and then enable it. And if I click on enable, it'll be there. And this is part of Moodle. Okay. And now the accessibility is at the top. Do you see font size? You can make the font larger if you want by going into increase the size, color, and be careful with these colors because they're not for, and I think that's what happened to you, Kevin. Somehow your mouse must have clicked on these and then you saw this. I saw it in your screen recording where you had these strange colors. I don't know if you recall that.
Yeah. I clicked on some fonts and changed the colors just to demonstrate that you could.
Oh,
And I
okay.
clicked on the accessibility to show that you could check whether it was a good idea to do it because your viewers might not be able to,
Yeah.
there could be issues.
No, but that's up to, yeah, when they view what you've done. But actually they've
Right.
got the option of adding it on or, getting rid of it if they wish by just going
Yeah,
into but it's not that intuitive. So you really have to kind of also teach them about profile and what's here. Okay, besides the preferences, they also have to check the accessibility, whether they want that. So I can disable it now.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there, now it's gone. And it's user-based, so each user, it doesn't matter what their roles are. So you had a question, Kevin? Let's get back to, you said about collapsing. I wasn't sure what.
Yeah, if you're back in the inspect,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, this inspect comes from your browser. It's
Yeah, so if you,
browser-based.
sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
So you have that one part highlighted in the middle. If you go down a little bit, there's a div class. Yeah, all those are all collapsed. If you click on any of those arrows to the left, they'll open up new lines of code, right? Not there. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No,
The triangles,
here's,
the little,
No, the triangle is at the to the left of each line of code. There's a triangle.
oh, here, oh, these
Yeah,
collapsibles.
yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
So can you open them all in just, is there one way to like
open,
press the
oh,
button that says, yeah, collapse them all, or sorry, expand them all at one
yeah,
time?
it's at the same time.
Yeah.
I think it would have to do with, because this is all from Google.
Hmm.
You know, it's not the Moodle. We're not we're looking at Google. It
Right.
gives us all this information. So you would have to play around with it. It's just you know, wherever you want to go. See this, the record, see console elements. Um, I don't know if there's a way, but maybe there is doc. Maybe through this you can play around with that doc and see um, if you can figure that out. Show all maybe, but that's here, or maybe there's something here that you can configure. Maybe make it larger. I don't know. I don't
You
know. It has,
can,
but you know what I would do? I would ask
well,
ChatGPT. I would go to
I did. Yeah.
ChatGPT and
I got one step is that you can click Alt and click on an arrow and it'll
oh yeah, like
expand
I,
all the ones that are under that particular arrow because there could be several,
yeah.
right, that are there, and those ones will all open, but eventually you'll get to one that isn't open and do it again.
So it couldn't think of a way of doing it. I think it's
No.
Google. Did you
Yeah.
mention, do you use Google for
Yeah.
Google? Okay.
Chrome. Yeah.
Chrome, okay. I don't know. I've only played around with this for console because I needed information here.
Right.
But that's about it. And but you know what? I think that if you did play around with it, you'd probably lose the actual I don't know where it is now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't
Yeah.
know where it is right now. So it only comes up, you know, when that's it, you know, it comes up right in
There
the
it is.
middle
Yep.
because that's what I was looking for. Because what you're getting is everything, all the codes
Yeah. It's
of
interesting
that
how,
site because Moodle is you know is based on codes that anyone, it's open source, so anyone can go in and get the information. Actually, you can do this with any site.
if you, yeah, right. If you collapse that line where the WebM link is, if you just collapse that,
This one,
yeah, then and then the one above it, like that div title,
where are we?
yeah, just
This
go up
one
a little bit.
here, this
Yeah.
one,
Then you would know that it was there, right?
right?
So you
Yeah,
have no
you
idea,
can
so you
make
have to
it.
just keep going through.
No, I wouldn't do that. I would just go to the X and do it again. Inspect.
Okay, well, that's
Should
what
be
I'll do
right in
next
front
time.
of me because that's the one that I was looking for. You see, this is the one.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
I
for
clicked
sure.
for. If I click for something else, you know, if I'm here and I want to have information about this, inspect, I would get something else. Okay,
Yep.
I'm getting
Yeah.
other information. So
Hmm.
you know what? Maybe you're right because it depends where people click. If they click on the image, they'll get, you know, information about the image. But notice what else you get here. When you click on it, you get copy video address. And if you click on that, you're going to get the correct one. You want to see? Oh no, this one's actually the wrong one now. Oh, that's somebody else's. Oops, I went into somebody else's. Sorry about that. That's the wrong one. Sorry. You don't get the image, but you do get it. How do you know you're in the wrong one? If you click on this one and you get, and it says copy, inspect, and in the inspect, it has, let's see this one. Let's close this one. I think this one's got the wrong, no, I'm not in this one. I'm going into two different ones. This one has the right one or the wrong one. I'm not sure if this one has the right one. Yeah, this one's got the right one now. Okay, that's good to know. That's how I check to see if you guys have the right one or the wrong one. Either it doesn't play, and then I have to go in and find out what you did and if you did the right thing or not. Okay, so we're back here.
guess
Any other questions? Yes, go ahead.
I guess it would help if one knew code, but I have no coding background.
Where?
It's like here, like for this stuff, because it's so complicated.
What are you talking about? I'm
The
sorry.
code that,
what
like
code?
when you go into inspect, all that code is like a different language. That's some people.
Oh,
That's
you don't
not
have
to
to, you don't
me.
have to, yeah, but that's the code of of this whole website, of the whole page, the web page.
I understand. So I guess having some coding
You don't have
knowledge
to
would
know
be
this.
very
No,
helpful.
no, 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 no. You don't have to know anything. All you have to know is the WBM, and it's a video, and it's from online courses for free. And as I said, you need to get that. But you know what, Elizabeth, I never learned coding. You just pick it up when you use it. So now you know the WEBM is a video file, right? That you can
Yes,
create using the
I see.
record screen.
Could one do like a find
That's
control
a good
F
question.
or
Okay,
command F?
you can try it, and and you're going to ask for WEBM, right? You're going to ask for this, and you
Yes.
might, yeah, and you might get this, which is exactly the same. I think some people even copied this. I'm not sure if they copied, no, that's just the title. If they copied this and pasted it, whether they got the right one, because sometimes I get this from participants and it turns out okay. Let me see if that would work, because what you need to do is you simply need to paste it. Okay, so if I paste that, will I get the form, the video? Let's see.
That definitely makes things simpler,
Yeah,
like faster than
yeah.
going into
Sorry, Terry.
generico and so on.
Notice I can pause at
Yeah.
any time. I'm going to go back to
Okay, so you could do that
So
as
if
well.
it's
Would that
going,
make
I'm
it easier
going
for
to-
you, Elizabeth, or anybody else? Would that make it easier for you if you
Yeah, it's easy as it is. Like
Okay,
once you
if you
find
go,
that code and you paste it, it works. It's better than going into generico and
no, Generico is another story. Generico doesn't work for this, just like it doesn't work for YouTube or for Vimeo. So this works the way YouTube and Vimeo do.
right,
Okay,
just
but
by
if you go
pasting
in,
and
yeah, but if you go into this inspect, what I'm saying is that some people, instead of copying the long link, they just copied the WEBM, which is over here with the number. You see, it's the same number, 618. All they did was copy this little thing here, the title. They copied that. Would that help you? Copy that. And then they simply, let's go into this. They simply pasted it like I did, you see? And then let me show you. But you have to paste
yes,
in
I
advance.
understand. I think
And it
either or
worked.
works. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if you paste that, you'll get the video embedded too, or not. I guess not. No, you don't. You need the other information there. Okay? So it didn't work. I thought it did. It looked like it did, right?
Yeah, I see that it's just that number with the thing. So I think
Yeah,
the
it
only
didn't.
the only one
The
that
only
works
way
is the
is
other
the
one.
long way. Yeah, is to get the whole everything, the whole URL. Okay, any other questions about the blocks? Let me go into blocks here. This is how you do it. You go into blocks and then you get, notice I only have these. I'm limited. And the reason I'm limited is that I'm under forum. Do you see that? In order to get all the blocks, you need to have editing turned on and you need to be in the course. Does everybody see that in the blue strip? if you're in an activity, you will only see a few blocks. Now notice I'm going to go add a block, and now I get a whole list of them. Now, if you don't see a block here that I showed you in the list of 65, and you would like me to enable it, please let me know. Okay, let me go to them here. In the presentation, I showed you 65 blocks, right? And not all of them are here. If you see something there that you'd like to try out, let me know. Okay? And I'll enable it. I'm looking for questions or comments. Remember, you can unmute yourself. The mass, let me check. Is the mass here? Yes, the mass actions is here. My progress. These are the ones that I normally, stashes here that I don't have on my site. What else is here? Yeah, I see that the AI is not. I'll add those so you can play around with that. Okay, most of them are here. Sharing cart. Sharing cards here as well. Yeah, okay. So if you would like me, please let me know in the support form. And the way you do it, you have to be in the course. Okay, as I said, under the course, otherwise you'll see a limited number that are only related to the specific activity. Which one would you like to try out? Sharing cart? Okay, maybe that one. I've got videos on everything. If you go into my channel, you just write sharing cart and you'll get lots of videos on that. With a sharing cart, what you do once you have it is you go into configure sharing cart, and then everything should be here. Okay. And then you can decide if you want it somewhere else, you don't want it on the right, you want it in the center. You click on region content, and then you can have it at the top. In this case, we'll have it first, and then save changes. And then you'll see the block here, sharing cart. Okay, instead of on the right, it'll be in the middle. Now, some people get excited about this and they have all kinds of blocks in the middle, and then it's just a long scroll of blocks. That's annoying because students will be using them too, not just you, except for the sharing cart, of course. That's just for you, only you will see it. That's administrative. Other questions or comments about the blocks? I hope I haven't confused you. Yeah, they are in alphabetical order, exactly. Any comments or questions?
Please,
Yeah.
hello, Dr. Nellie.
Yes, hi.
Please, I don't see how are you added to the add block in the middle.
Okay. The block in the middle, you go to the right. You need to have editing turned on. And then when you add a block, okay, what do you want to add, for example? Comments? I think comments is nice. Maybe that's nice to have at the top. Let's add comments. You click on comments, and then it opens automatically. You don't have to do anything. And then notice where the comments goes. It goes to the right automatically because I didn't set it up. If I want to change it, I go into configure comments block where the 3 dots were, and then the region, I will choose, open that up, and I will choose region content like that, and then save changes, and it'll appear in the middle. Okay, there it is, the comment box. Let me get rid of that. I'll delete that and show you another way of doing it. If you want to add things in the middle from the start, you know that you want it in the middle. You have editing turned on, and then you go into add a block from the middle. Okay, it's not on the right, which is where it is in most Moodle courses, but because this is move theme, in the move theme, they put it in the middle, and I think in other ones as well. Okay, is it clear? So you go into the middle, add a block, and you get a list of all the blocks. And then you think, well, which one would be suitable in the middle? Well,
Not the block is grouped according to their category, like in your slide in 10 slide,
like these?
5 slide, 5, 6, and 7. The block aren't grouped according to their category.
Oh, 'cause that's a good question. That's an excellent
Thank you.
question. That's a very good question suggestion, Corinne. You know, that's something that Moodle would have to do. But that's an excellent suggestion for Moodle. You know, I'm going to make that suggestion. Thank you. To put them according to categories rather than according to alphabetical order, and then they would make sense. You're talking about these, right? To put them in the same categories for administrators and for different features. Very good idea.
Thank you.
Excellent. Yes, that's a brilliant idea for Moodle, but we can't do it, of course. So
Because you have the categories that I have see in your slide, so I have this idea.
yeah, it's great. It's yeah, we have to thank ChatGPT for coming up with the idea. It's not my idea either. But it's a good idea. Thank you for that. But you know, that's how ideas develop. You know, you get them from, say, an AI tool like ChatGPT, and then you pass it on to others, and things start moving. That's why it's important to use all these tools. So thank you for that. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you,
You
everyone,
are
for
welcome.
Corinne, for all your suggestions. I don't know, maybe there are more in the chat box. I'm not sure. But that's how we move forward.